Beyond the developers, three positions you absolutely need in your tech team. You need to outsource some developers for your brand new product. Initially, you thought about hiring them directly, but by outsourcing, you can assemble the team according to the needs of the project. Plus, the payment terms are easier to meet, and you won't need to worry about contracts, visa, or any paperwork that will come along if you end up selecting someone from a different location. Just imagine freedom to hire tech talent from everywhere. The possibilities are endless. Besides, if you really like the consultants and your business needs them consistently, and not just for an occasional project, you can hire them afterwards. But then another question arises. Should you outsource just the developers or the whole IT team? To answer that, let's first make sure you know the basics of outsourcing. Nearshore, offshore, onshore. Do you know what those terms mean? Or do you need some clarification? We thought you might, and that's why we wrote the article, Professional IT Services Glossary. Take a look at it and make sure it's all clear in your head before you continue listening to this audio article. Now that you know the difference between the several outsourcing work models, let's go into other positions you may find useful for the development of your project. The project manager. If you think your developers can do everything by themselves without the need of a person creating tasks and checking on how things are going, because that's all a project manager does after all, right? Think twice. Starting by the fact that programmers and business owners speak different languages. Even if they have the same mother tongue, business owners speak the language of business. They know what an app must look like to serve their business and please their customers. They know all the technicalities of the business, but not the technicalities of building the app itself. And that's the language programmers understand. So that's where the project manager comes in. Preferentially, with a background in IT and great communication skills, the project manager can easily translate the expectations of the business owners in a way programmers are able to put into practice, and vice versa. The project manager is also responsible for defining priorities, managing deliveries, and giving updates on the project, so you know about the evolution of it without wasting the time of the developers. The architect. You read this subtitle, and your brain immediately goes back in time to Ted Mosby from How I Met Your Mother. We're big fans too. But here, instead of buildings, think software, and instead of materials, think programming languages. He's also the one that makes sure the architecture developed delivers the capabilities that addresses the current and the future needs of business. The UI/UX team. Your IT team won't go far without the designers. The UI stands for user interface. That is to say, the graphical layout of your application. UI designers will design all the visual elements, interactions, or animations that you want your app to have. Their main concern is the aesthetics of the product. Then, the UX stands for user experience, which is determined by the difficulty level users have when interacting with your app. The functions of the UX designers couldn't be more different from the ones performed by the UI team. UX designers won't be concerned about aesthetics. Instead, their main task is to make sure the user interface elements designed by the UI designer favor the user experience, while at the same time meeting the needs of the business. Final thoughts. By outsourcing not only a team of developers, but the whole IT team, you will have extra free time. While the architect plans and architects the solution, the project manager organizes and supervises the work of your team, and the team of designers makes sure your app looks attractive and provides a positive experience to your clients. How can you spend this extra time? Focusing on what no one knows better than you, improving and developing your business. At Quan, because of the large experience of our recruiters specializing in tech talent, our consultants are qualified and experienced in their area. Whether we're talking about developers, project managers, architects, or designers. Is it clear now who you need to outsource for your tech team? No problem if you're not sure yet. We're happy to give you some advice. Get in touch and let's find out together.